Hey everyone, so I'm just going to give a quick rundown of how this is going to work. This race is going to be a little bit of a different setup than we usually have. So if the result of this race is a Jovin win, then the race will be over. But if the result of the race is a Pablo win, then we are going to be doing another race directly after this one. So we are set for potentially 2 hours of racing today. So it should be good to see.
Yeah, I don't know when the last time a bracket reset happened in an LM tournament, but I know it didn't happen last year. So maybe it'll happen.
Well, there's a very good chance that it might happen this year because we have the very, very formidable Pablo runs, not Pablo Bleep, facing up against, of course, the legendaries as always, Jovin 4.
Jovin, Jovin last year got second and Pablo won. So maybe this year it's gonna either be a repeat or gonna reverse the outcome.
Yep, there's definitely no telling. Both runners have been practicing very hard lately, but obviously I've been talking to Pablo, on and off, but he's very, very much ready to be done, right? Very much ready to kind of just get the tournament done. And Jovin, of course, he's trying to take the dub this year. Of course he is. Both I can feel are probably a little bit jittery in their practice as of maybe 20 minutes ago, but we'll see how that shakes out going into the runs.
Well, let's just hope it's a good race.
Yeah, let's hope there's no soft locks.
That'd be terrible if that happened.
I may have cursed it already.
As long as even if the soft lock does happen, if it happens to Jovin, then there's probably going to be another round.
That's it depends on who the soft lock happens to, but yeah. All right, and they're off.
All right. So, Luigi mentioned 90% no out of bounds. Of course, no out of bounds meaning you can't go out of bounds, or else it's illegal, and the speed police come to your house and arrest you.
The speed NSA watches your runs, and they also tap your phone lines.
Exactly, dude. You better watch out for them. So, Area 1 is probably going to be pretty close after Area 1. There's always a chance that somebody messes up bad, but usually if you mess up Area 1, it's like a second.
Yeah, Area 1 is definitely not as big of a threshold on the sort of words. Not as big of an impact on major time loss pieces. Oh, and it looks like just a blip. We got Pablo back. All right. Not really any RNG at all to be seen in Area 1, and not too many things that the runners haven't already sort of ingrained into muscle memory. So, we should see a very non-controversial Area 1. Maybe a double miss here or there, or maybe just like one minor optimization miss here or there, but typically not a lot.
There's always a chance that they miss a double and they lose like, I don't know, a couple seconds, but in the grand scheme of things, it usually doesn't really matter. But you obviously don't want to be losing time early on in the run, or else it's just bad.
And for those of you joining at home who've never seen a Luigi's Mansion run before, you'll notice the runners are running happenings. And that is not a mistake. Neither of the runners, at least I don't think they speak Japanese. But that is also intentional to the run because it helps us with head smashing in areas 2 through 4, and it allows for a couple of extra glitches that are only available in Japanese.
Wait a second. So Jovin or Pablo missed the double like he always says he does, and of course that puts him a little behind now, but of course it doesn't come to catch back up, so it's not really that big of a deal. Good doubles by both players. Cleaning up wardrobe room here, getting the key. And it's a very close race.
Yeah, both of them basically frame perfect. We can probably expect to see a lot of that. Normally, if you'd seen this maybe a couple of rounds ago, that would be something else. But this is actually to be expected a little bit. Once you get towards the higher level runners, they get very consistent, and you see almost mirrored streams.
Yeah, like they're basically the exact same right now, just because they both messed up a little bit. But you always like it close. If it's ever not close, then it's just like, oh, not very fun.
Lady RNG is a fickle mistress.
Yep.
All right, both runners completing the first portrait ghost, basically neck and neck, basically frame for frame. And we head into probably what is one of the laggiest rooms in LM, Lydia's room. Part of this is because of the room that's spawned behind, and also the leaves that we see now, sort of floating their way into the room. Generates a lot of particle effects, something that the Wii and the GameCube are not as great at handling, so a little bit of lag that we have to fight.
You can turn off
Pablo
the
having a
flashlight.
little bit of trouble with the key there, but picks it up.
Yeah, flashlight. They turn it off there to save a little bit of lag frames. And lightning can strike, which is just really stupid, and it loses you like a few frames. It's like the really only RNG in this entire area. And the very annoying rocking horse. That rocking horse, if you are looking at Chauncey's crib while rocking it, sometimes he will just stop. It will just stop rocking.
Yeah, you have to have the right horizontal positioning there.
Yeah, you can't. If you look at Chauncey in a certain way, then he'll just like disappear, and then you'll have to restart it, and it's just really stupid. So, and that can very easily happen if you move back too early because you know you're trying to go fast, and then you look at him, and then it's like, oh.
Yeah, there's probably only a few other hitboxes as irritating as that. The others probably being the grabber ghosts in Van Dore's. Alright, so we see both runners headed into Chauncey now. Jovin getting his first ball catch. Pablo not very far behind. And there we go, he gets it. And Jovin is now doing a couple of micro optimizations. The Chauncey push, which is basically where when Luigi has an invincibility frame, he has the opportunity to push Chauncey around by being directly under him at just the right place, causing Chauncey to skip a couple of bounces.
Yeah, he just kind of flounders around, and if you push him around, you can speed him up. And then the second ball catch, which they get hit here because if you don't, then this becomes really stupid, and you get hit by the ball, and then you just cry.
Very nice. 557, I would call that.
Yeah, that's pretty decent for the mistakes he's made.
607 for Pablo, so 10 seconds apart.
And now this cutscene plays, and we just watch it.
Let's see if either of the runners got low percent. I don't remember watching their brawl count at all.
Yeah, if you have no money, it's a little bit faster than having money.
I believe, yeah, it looks like, I don't think Jovin got it. And, let's see, Pablo. Yep, Pablo got it. I'd love to see it. Basically, it's another one of those micro-optimizations. The object of that is to lose all of your money and not collect anything by the end of Area 1, which basically means you get to skip any of the money counting at the very end of the... right before the save at the EGAD cutscene there.
Yeah. Now they're going to Shy Guys after this double right here, and Shy Guys are really infamously hard because the cycle can be messed up if you spawn them early or late, and that's not fun to deal with because you just lose a lot of time.
And there are certainly ways to set up a consistent start to Shy Guys, but that also means that there's very little forgiveness on messing up anything at all in terms of how you do these suck-ups. The cycles can be way off, which will make the Shy Guys dance around in a little circle, and then they also spin their way around in a little circle, which also messes up.
Jovin missing that
Ooh,
double.
Jovin missing his last double there. Luckily, that's his last double, so that doesn't mess up any other cycles. But definitely, probably an extra 3 seconds right there.
It is possible to do a 6-piece in this room, but it's pretty hard, so very few people go for it.
I don't even know the setup for 6-piece. That is way above my pay grade.
You have to, like, push into the first guys in a way that you don't get damaged, but you still push them, and then walk around the room, and then you get hit by the second to last ones, and you push them, and then you push the last ones, and then they all come after you, and you set them up.
Oh. Huh. Do they despawn after a certain amount of time if you don't, like, interact with them?
I think they'll just keep chasing you.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely a hard strat. I don't think I've seen any runner implement that in their regular run yet. Both runners going on to poster. Early poster, not poster skip.
It's called poster skip, but you're not really skipping the poster, so it's a controversial name. So usually people just call it early poster sometimes. And they are pretty close. Let's hope it stays this way. And they don't mess up royally. Pray for good RNG.
Yeah. Let's see. That was, I believe both of them got early release. So that was a wash. They're probably 5 seconds apart now.
Yeah. And tech skip can easily fix that if Jovin doesn't get it.
That's right. We're now headed in. For those of you watching at home, we are now headed in to the
guaranteed
first...
to get it. Unless he messes up, of course. But he has the RNG for it.
Yep, we are now headed into the first RNG heavy part of the game, which is the boo spawns. Look at that, Jovin gets the tech skip. And Pablo... Pablo gets that. That's an odd spawn. So the boo spawned in the table, but he still spawned him before taking off the cloth. That is so weird.
Yeah, you hate to see when you're losing and you don't get text skip. You hate to see it.
Well, luckily both runners got it though. And yeah. So for those of you watching at home who've possibly never seen a LM run before, these boos are a pretty heavy segment of RNG because the place in which they spawn can be random. Although we have taken the time. Sorry, the man, the myth, the legend has posted resources about the odds of the boo spawn locations, which is very cool. But it does come down to RNG at the end of the day, so this can definitely shave a lot of time off your run or just pile it on, depending on how it goes.
Yeah. Some of the odds, like, people had suspicions of what the odds actually were, but nobody had any definitive proof as to, like, oh, this boo has these odds and whatever, and then if you go into the game code, it will tell you the odds of each boo spot.
Looks like we lost Pablo for a second.
Yeah. He should be coming back soon, I hope. Jovin walking through the hallway here.
Let's see here. There we go.
Getting the key, and then they mirror warp because it's faster. And now they will be doing mirror room. And the ghosts are invisible here, which ghosts should be invisible, but for some reason it's only like here in the projection room.
Also, a fun fact, this is the only mirror in the entire mansion where you cannot mirror warp from. If you, normally, with the Game Boy Horror, if you point it at a mirror and hit A, you will warp to the foyer, but with this mirror, you will not.
Yeah, it's the mirror room. It's the largest mirror in the game, so you'd think it would mirror warp you, but nah, they removed that from it for some reason. Of all mirrors, they're removing this one.
In all reality, it's just to prevent sequence breaking, of course, because the developers don't want you warping out of this room when it's locked.
Yeah, you're supposed to... The room's supposed to be locked when you clear the room and get the medallion, and then you light the candles and leave, but we just save warp out of that, which I guess is intended, I don't know.
Pablo, yeah, speaking of warping out of the room, we'll see a live demonstration of it on your left. He gets it. Cool.
Yeah, so now Jovin is on the butler cycle, which is really hard to have a good butler cycle. So I'm hoping that we hope that he doesn't mess up, which it's pretty easy not to mess up, but it's also pretty easy to mess up like that. And missing the candle is very easy as well.
Running into the corner of the wall there for a second, and then missing a couple of fire shots, but he did manage to catch Shivers before he went too far down the hallway. Pablo now doing the same cycle now. Ooh, yeah. Pablo getting cold mouse.
Let's see, does he get it? Nah, he's ignoring it. Alright, this is the hat in the watchroom. You can actually skip a cutscene in this game by stacking cutscenes on top of each other, like a chest spawn cutscene and a get item cutscene, so a gem, a key, an item like this. And basically, using that, you can skip one of them, which in this case is the chest one, and just like that, he did it. It's useful in a couple of places in other categories, but in this category, it's really only used there.
Alright, let's see if he's going to pull it in. I think that might have been a little too early. Nope, it was not. And Pablo gets the chest cutscene skip.
Yep, and now Jovin going to the hidden room, which is a pretty hard room if you messed up, because these bats, if they hit you while you're sucking up a ghost, you'll drop the ghost. And it's really annoying.
Yeah, I've been seeing even from high level runners this tournament. I've been seeing a lot of them
Yep.
miss. Well, there are the bats. Yep, there's that right there is. So what happened there? For those of you who didn't quite catch that, there are bats that spawn on the ceiling, and if you vacuum enough and kind of wave around, the bats come down and sort of hit you. And if they hit you while you're sucking up the ghosts, then that causes you to drop your vacuum, and that also resets the cycle. So really bad sign for Jovin here. So that was
Yeah.
probably, I want to say, like another. Well, actually, I don't know how much that was.
It
I've
was a
never
lot of
compared.
time, and
It
it made
was
his lead a
definitely
lot
of
less
time.
significant.
So that almost put Pablo and Jovin back neck at neck.
Ooh, if Pablo gets his tech skip, then he'll be really close. And he didn't get it. Neither of them got it. Dang. Close though.
Not quite, yeah.
So Jovin heading to Melody's room, and now he's going to shake the instruments to play the music, and then she's going to ask you what game is this song from, or what level theme is this song from, and let's just see what this kid gets here.
Yeah, and the one that is just ever so slightly faster is if she asks you what level,
No.
because the level would be water, and water would be the first option, so just a little bit less menuing.
Jovin didn't get that though.
Yeah. Not it. It is absolutely the end of the world. Jovin's run is basically over now because he didn't get water.
Actually, dude, he's losing like 20 minutes, I think. Alright. And now let's see if they get good Boo RNG. Jovin looking like he's getting. Pizza Boo is there.
Drum RNG.
Ooh, Pablo.
Ooh, Pablo getting really good RNG actually.
Yeah, he's.
Let's see if that's also enough to just close that gap there.
It is. It's like one key animation or something.
Yep, it is. All right, folks. Hold on to your seats.
Yep, it's a close race now.
Well, yeah, maybe in just a solid second.
We can see what their water times are.
Pablo getting gold mess again.
Pablo should be playing max percent, dude. Why is he playing no oob? Alright, he's like 5 to 6 seconds behind, which is good.
Yep.
Let's see if Jovin gets the luck that he wants. And the boost switched, and he's in the table clock. And no, what? I am shocked.
Yeah, he switched right at the last second. Okay, so very terrible RNG on Jovin's part. I think Pablo got it in the table, I believe. But Jovin was about to get it in the table, but he switched over to the refrigerator, it looks like. And now we're coming up on our second boss, Bogmire. And this could definitely be an opportunity for some upsets, but I don't expect it to be too much, because if you practice Bogmire enough, you can get the right setup to just sort of seal away the one cycle. Which is really what this one is about, is sealing away the one cycle. And there's a couple different strats you can do to do this.
Fast double by Jovin and Pablo.
Very nice doubles, actually. Mr. Bones will be sleeping well tonight. There will be no wild rides. Alright, and here we head into Bogmire. This one is really weird because you cannot really touch your controller at all at the risk of changing the spawn location of Bogmire. And I'm still not even sure why that happens, but
yeah, so
basically, if Luigi is holding out his vacuum, at the same time that this cutscene plays, that changes Bogmire's spawn location. Normally he spawns right here on the right. Jovin going in now. Not quite getting into the wall.
And he dropped
Ooh.
it. If Pablo doesn't. Oh, Pablo as well.
Both drop Bogmire. What are we seeing here, folks? Alright, Jovin clean the rest. Pablo right after. Wow. You do not see that a whole lot.
No, at least it's close though.
Yeah, at least it happened consistently. So that made it a wash for both runners here.
Yeah. The reason why the Bogmire is like that is because Bogmire is RNG, and you have like 2 frames of movement you can do to manipulate the RNG. So if you hold nothing, he'll always do the same thing, and if you hold buttons, then it will change the RNG, and then he'll spawn somewhere else. And now having some issues here on Jovin's end, but let's hope it gets fixed.
Yeah, I believe it might come back in just a second. Yeah, so normally what we're looking for with a good, clean one-cycle Bogmire is you drive Bogmire straight into the wall on the right, and that should make it much easier for you to control Bogmire's position so he's not
Yeah.
just flailing around everywhere. And that way you can kind of just... What the hell did Pablo just drop? What was that? Sorry, I just saw something on his actual stream. And hopefully what that means is you can just slam the analog stick without touching the C stick too much. And that is the fastest way to suck up Bogmire and
You
secure the
kind of
one
just
cycle.
do the normal suck up, but if Bogmire gets in the middle, you might have to start pulling back a little bit more on the control stick, which is obviously slower, but you don't really have an option without just losing him, which is obviously not fun. So it's either you lose probably like a couple frames because you pull back more, or you lose the one cycle. So your pick. And now we're going to area 3, which is a pretty difficult area because it has Jovin's back, Laboos, as well as having some difficult segments like Boo losses can be sometimes annoying. It has the twins double, which is pretty hard. And there's also clairvoyant mashing, which is hard on your body. So area 3 is a lot of fun stuff.
Hard on your hands for sure. It's a carpal tunnel simulator. It's just like 1.5 minutes straight of mashing.
Exactly. If you like mashing, then you love clairvoyant.
So, what strategy do you go with for mashing? I personally do left thumb on B and right thumb on A, and I just
Yeah, that's what
alternate.
most people usually do because my mashing is kind of slow. But yeah, just mash. You just gotta mash them. You mash A and B because in this game, your mashing speed usually determines how fast your text boxes go by. It's not like Mario 64 where you kind of like piano roll over the buttons and time it. This game you just straight up mash.
Dude, mashing and like, yeah, I've heard of some folks just mashing with the right thumb, A and B at the same time, just the right thumb.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I mean, if it works, I guess. All right, let's
Sounds
see.
hard.
Both runners setting up for T-Room tech skip.
Yep.
Jovin having a little bit of trouble with the stun. Pablo is probably in the lead by like half a second, just half a second. Gets the chest cutscene skip. Jovin basically right there with him. Ooh,
Ooh.
Jovin not getting the RNG he was looking for. So
Now
normally we
Pablo's in the
go...
lead.
Yeah, now Pablo is in fact
Well,
in the lead.
actually, if Jovin can set up swag balls, but I don't know how viable that would be with where the boo ball is.
Looks like
Pablo,
we
mean
lost
boo.
Jovin. Yeah, so optimally what we would be looking for is the boo to
Jovin
spawn.
pulling a lead because of that boo being on mean to Pablo.
Ooh, Pablo having a little trouble on the fall. Normally what we're looking for is the boo to spawn in one of the chairs in T-Room. and that way you can just pick up the boo first, right there on the table, and if you fall off the table, no problem. You just vacuum the medallion down to you.
Now, Jovin's stream lagged a little bit, so I don't know if he went for swag balls. I don't think he did, but he might have set up swag balls. Let's see. I don't think he did, though, because the boo ball was in a very annoying spot. Nah, I figured.
Nah. For those who don't know, swag balls is basically where you just rapid fire the R trigger, and you just fire off all of those little urine balls that you're supposed to shoot mana with. And
And Jovin's
basically,
having some really rough boo luck on this boo right here.
yeah, that is not great to see at this stage of the run.
Yeah. Ooh, he lost the boo as well. You hate to see it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is not good for Jovin. This is some massive time loss right here. This puts Pablo firmly in the lead again.
Yeah,
Well,
and now they're going
maybe
to
not,
alcohol.
maybe not firmly, but still a lot could happen, but definitely takes the lead.
That's the second major mistake Jovin's made this one. Actually, if you count Bogmeyer, that's the third one. If you count Bogmeyer hidden room in that one. Pablo also dropped Bogmeyer, so they both had their fair share of mistakes.
Yeah. And interestingly enough, doing the, I guess for lack of a better term, what I call the raw 3 cycle is actually much slower than doing like the 2.5 cycle, which is basically where you burn that grabber ghost halfway with a little bit of fire, and then you get all 3 ghosts with the vacuum.
Yeah, it is a little faster to do it without burning, but it's way harder. Not really worth going for in a run like this. Although maybe someday it's going to be implemented, because it's not much slower.
Alright, let's see.
Or harder. Alright, let's see if Pablo gets first prime moonshot. Whoa. He got it. Professional Call of Duty player here.
Shadow Hedgehog pissed on the moon, on my wife, so I'm gonna piss on the moon.
Alright, I think Jovin's about 8 seconds behind.
Anyone?
So
No?
8 seconds is both a lot and not a lot.
Yeah, definitely enough for RNG alone to fill that gap.
Ooh, Jovin not getting a good star drag there, losing some more time, I think. So now they're going to the projection room where they do the haha funny projection save and quit, which is Pablo's probably favorite strat in the game, and last tournament race he did, he missed it, so he probably wants to get revenge on it. So let's hope he doesn't miss it again.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. He also he missed one of the zone 2 boos, so he wasn't even able to reset at a couple places. Like he wasn't allowed to reset at Fire Warp, which was absolutely devastating to watch.
Yeah.
Looks like we're getting a couple of problems on Jovin's thing. There we go. Jovin's back. Right.
Well, very close.
These doubles, left and right.
8 seconds is definitely something they want to try to. Pablo's going to try to keep a lead of, but let's see if he gets the save and quit that he missed last race.
Whoop, getting wrong. I've seen this boo in projector room just straight up leave before. Oop,
he missed it again. He must not be happy.
Yeah, he cannot be happy right now. Definitely a little bit frustrating for sure.
Hey, quick mirror whoop though. Here we get to see a pretty
A
good
quick,
example of how much time save and quit saves.
no funny text though, so it's kind of the walk of shame
It
for
is. I mean,
Pablo anyway.
not like PAL where you actually have to walk all the way to Clairvoyant. See if he gets.
All right, Pablo getting or Jovin getting the optimal RNG here. He still manages to get fire too. Fire helps with a couple of small micro optimizations. For instance, flashlight canceling,
Yep,
which we
flashlight.
just saw Jovin do right there. So basically, when Luigi goes from a light room to a dark room, he pulls out his flashlight. But you can skip that animation by flashing a little bit of fire or whatever element you have.
Yeah.
Looks like we have.
You also do that in a lit room to skip the vacuum pull animation. So, and there's these boxes right here that are completely luck based, whether the twin is in them or not. They all have the same odds of being in there. And Jovin looking like his. I don't know how he searched the room, so I can't tell if that was good or not. But it was either best, it's either like one of the best or worst. And sadly, Jovin did not get the double. Um, I have no idea where Pablo is right now, so I can't compare them. But
Well, I mean, 30 seconds into the future, Pablo's and Lydia's.
ooh,
Oh,
it looks like he's behind now. He might have dropped
yeah.
Soldier double. Or Twins double. That might be where he lost all that time.
Yeah, twins double is one of those things that are not usually attempted by anybody other than maybe like the top
Yeah, I know
20
Pablo likes that
flop.
strat.
Yeah, it is a time save for sure. It is a hard time save and it is a hard setup. So you don't see a whole lot of runners trying for it. I think Zircon was like one of the first ones to try and like pioneer it.
Yeah. Let's see how this Boo is. Nice.
Ooh, Pablo really not having a good time in Lydia's room. All right, that puts Jovin back in the lead by probably 2 or 3 seconds.
I think a little bit more than that. He's having a 34:01 Clairvoyant entry. Pablo's having like a
Uh,
34:08, 34:09.
I
Yeah,
would call
they're
that a
about 8 seconds apart.
3407.
They're about
3407 is what I measured.
they're about 8 seconds apart. It's a close race. They
Yeah.
basically reversed the lead from the start of the split to the end.
And just a reminder to those watching at home, um, this race is going to be a little bit different. So if what happens after this race is dependent on who the winner is. This is not a winners take all. So if Jovin wins this race, then the tournament's over and Jovin is the winner. But if Pablo takes this win, then the bracket resets and Pablo and Jovin have to race again immediately after this.
Yeah, and then the winner of that one takes all, regardless of who wins. So
Yeah, and that one is the winner takes all. Yes.
let's just see who wins.
And
Everybody's favorite part of the run, pressing the A button.
pressing A and B in rapid succession. This is what I call carpal tunnel simulator. Looks like Jovin's already done with it though. In Japanese, the text mashing is probably better in areas 2 through 4, but in area 1, English is actually better apparently. But this is one of those times where you'd rather have the fast text mashing in Clairvoyant than area 1.
Yeah, because Area 1 there's not much text, but there is less of it in English, so it's faster. Pablo having some issues with that boo.
Ooh, he kind of just taking a vacation there, just meandering over to Mirror Room. That would suck if they actually went into mirror room.
Yeah, that loses like a lot of time. And now, Jovin is expanding his lead a little bit over Pablo. It's still definitely anybody's game, but it's definitely leaning more in favor of Jovin, who already had a 8-second lead around, and now it's just been expanded a decent amount.
And both runners picking up ice. Of course, that's what I would expect. No runner has to do the walk of shame for forgetting ice, which is necessary for Safari Room here.
Exactly.
And what we're seeing Jovin do there is a little bit of I don't know if it's an animation skip or if it's just like a spawn.
Damn,
skip,
never seen that
but-
mistake. That's a unique mistake Jovin made there.
Ooh.
Losing his time.
Yeah.
He was not standing in a spot where that ghost will spawn. Jovin not
Yeah.
getting stuck behind the chair. I hate when that happens.
Ooh, yeah. You hate to see it. Well, luckily he got a boost spawn, I guess. He got a boost spawn that was fast enough for his needs at the moment. Pablo right behind him now. But yeah, revisiting my explanation there. So when Luigi is able to flash a little bit of whatever the appropriate element is, for a ghost that has an element guarded heart, then you can skip the animation of burning or freezing or whatever that the ghost does whenever they get stunned by the element. And that way you can just stun them immediately. So a little bit of a time save there. All right. Both runners headed into Bulasas. This is one of the major points of upset, typically. Let's see how it goes for Jovin here.
I just hope he doesn't miss the ice shot and get like one boo. That'd be very bad.
Very bad. Forehead. All right. Luckily, no out of bounds ice, so that's already a good sign. And now Jovin's doing the setup. Pablo's headed into his setup now. Yep.
And he is getting a good Bulasas. Let's see how Pablo's goes.
Let's go, dude. All right, and here's Pablo's shot. Pretty good shot, actually. Oh,
Ooh, that
well,
blue is mean.
he's letting one slip, but that's actually okay because he just goes straight for the other one, and also cleans up for the one cycle. All right, that is a 39-19.
A little less than 20 seconds between the two runners here. So still, Area 4 is Area 4. It can do Area 4 things, and 20 seconds can be lost or saved very easily if you mess up big time.
What was Jovin now? He was a 39-01?
Like a 39-00, 39-01, 30, something around there.
Yeah. So, yeah,
it's
definitely
close race.
very tight. Yeah, it's been swinging a couple times now, too. So for those of you just joining, we've had a couple of major mistakes, but we've also seen the lead swing back and forth a couple of times here. So still anyone's game, although the window of time for fixing any mistakes and shaving off time is diminishing very quickly because we now head into Area 4.
Alright, let's hope that Grimly is nice to both runners. So yeah, they're Area 4, probably one of the hardest areas, if not the hardest. Some people say Area 3 is harder. I personally find Area 4 harder. Especially if you go for Breaker Boo, Twice Holder Double, Stellar Double, West in one cycle, West and Boo one cycle, Army Boo one cycle can all be hard. You know, even the high-level runners sometimes miss them. Not very often, though. Usually they're good about it, but sometimes they drop them, and it really hurts when they do.
Yeah. And because this is, of course, the grand finale, and we have the legendary Pablo and Jovin, we should expect both runners to attempt most of those strats that you just listed off, especially Breaker Room Boo.
The only
which
one that
is
they might hold off on is King Boo one cycle.
Yeah, that definitely will be situational, depending on how close the race is.
50 seconds,
when
like
they get to it.
it's really hard to do King Boo one cycle, and if you're under pressure, it just becomes way harder than anything else in the game. It kind of sucks when the hardest trick in the entire game is like in the last 20 seconds of the run.
Yeah, that the run killer. And I've seen tricks analogous to that in other games too. It's just the worst thing to see. Just when you have to build up so much time or build up an entire run, and then you don't know the fruits of your labor until the very end. All right, let's see. Jovin going for Pythag skip. Let's go.
And he has
Not
a
a
pretty
bad
decent
Grimly.
Grimly. Let's see if
Pablo also getting the Pythag skip. Or not really skip. But
Ooh, he
Pythag.
got better. He got instant Grimly.
Ooh. Insta Grimly. Let's see some Frankerzies. That was great to see. Alright, both headed down to Brick Room now. So yeah, now we're about to witness both runners attempt one of the hardest tricks in the game.
Yeah.
Brick Room Boo.
Let's get ready for
and
Brick
this
Boo one cycle.
Bricker Boo is it is not forgiving at all. The reason being is because we use a trick called R pumping, for those of you at home not familiar. R pumping, which is basically how we keep the boo in place when sucking up the boo. The boo cackles every 10 HP, and after 15 cackles, the boo will just leave. So, since Brick Room Boo has a HP of 200.
Ooh, Jovin.
Oh! And he loses the 2 cycle. That really hurts. Okay, so let's see what happens with Pablo. Let's see if this puts him ahead. Yeah, he got it. Yep. All right.
Jovin
So I
messing
think
up Stellar.
Yep. Because Pablo got that and Jovin did not, Pablo is probably in the lead by at least 20 seconds. Well,
depends on
not
where
in the lead, but ahead. Plus
it depends on where the boo goes. If the boo goes in the pipe room, it might be really bad for Jovin. But if it goes back in, they'll be very, very close again.
Right. So if the boo goes into pipe room, then that is an optional room that Jovin will have to clear. Not the worst thing in the world,
That
but
tech
also
really
it is still time loss.
Ooh, you hate to see it.
Yep. Okay. So Jovin did not get the boo in breaker room, so he will be clearing pipe room later on.
Jovin is now a considerable amount behind.
But yeah, to clean up on my previous explanation, the breaker room boo has 200 HP, and because of that, not only do you not have any allowance in terms of extra cackles that you can get from the boo, but also you have to buy yourself some time with the boo by jacking him back in some creative way, so that he doesn't leave the room before you suck up all 200 of his HP. There are 2 strategies there. One is wall drag strat, and that was the one that I believe we were seeing Pablo do. And that one is basically where you're just trying to drag the boo back towards the rightmost wall a little bit more. Once again, buying yourself some time. And both runners headed into toy room now. All right, let's see if they're going to set up some doubles here. I believe they probably will. That's of all of the sort of snazzy tricks. This is one of the easier ones. Easier snazzy tricks. Words. All right, Pablo gets the setup. Jovin gets the setup. Jovin gets it. Nope. Okay, at 28 HP. Jovin almost gets it.
Yeah, Jovin's really
quite.
not looking good right now. Not only is he behind the boo, but now he's behind a decent amount in time.
This is not looking good for Jovin right now. Folks, we could be seeing a bracket reset.
It's pretty likely with this race, but who knows? Something could happen to Pablo.
That is true. There's definitely a couple other upsets that could happen. We have Armory, we have a couple of boos, we have Weston. I'll just say that, we have Weston. But the window of time is definitely closing.
Yeah. Let's hope that they can catch up. That's all we can really do is hope this race is close and they don't make any more mistakes. One cycle King Boo could be great to see.
Ooh, Pablo getting that snazzy stumble skin.
Oh yeah.
Jovin, not quite getting it.
Yeah.
Another one of those micro optimizations TM. When you fall off of a ladder, usually what Luigi wants to do right after is do a little animation where he stumbles. You can skip that by pumping the right amount of element as you're falling, I believe.
Pablo going for a cool strat here. And he gets smacked.
Ooh, yep, that's not good. Alright, I think he can get the triple out of this, and then, yeah, he's gonna have to play cleanup now. Luckily, that was not a bad recovery for him.
No, but he lost some time to that.
Alright,
Jovin having some unlucky boo luck here.
Ooh, yeah. Wow, and he switched on him. Oh, wow. Okay. And Pablo not opting for the charge strat. So when this food spawns, if you are looking away from him, what he'll instantly want to do is he'll want to charge you. Pablo is not opting for that strat. He still gets the one cycle anyway.
Yeah. Usually you don't do that charge strat when you're on the left side of the room. And Jovin resetting, he should not have done that. I think he realized he messed up because he does not. Now the Breaker Boo has reset health and he has to get Vanguard Boo.
Ooh, yep.
Ooh, he's probably around 30 seconds behind right now.
Yeah, so although, for those of you just joining, although it seems like they are neck and neck, Pablo is actually in the lead because Jovin missed a pretty critical time save earlier. Breaker Boo, that time has just not been paid in full yet. And here we arrive at Pipe Room. This is the room that Jovin would have had to clear had he not reset. Of course, he accidentally reset. Maybe he forgot.
I think he's just going for Vanguard Boo at this point, or Pipe Boo for the meme. Either that or he didn't realize he saved and quit.
Yeah, so, you know, who knows which cause it was, but one thing is for sure, he's not getting Breaker Boo.
Yeah, he's just going to go for Pipe Boo.
Yeah, and Pipe Boo is actually pretty interesting. So, what you're seeing Jovin do here, you don't get to see in a no out of bounds run very often, but basically, he's just oscillating back and forth between the walls, and he's only R pumping when the boo is at the wall, which makes the boo, makes the do
Pablo dropping
boo
West.
do an about face. Ooh, yeah, that's not good for Pop. Ooh, and getting hit by the icicle. Oh.
Alright, now the race is a little bit closer because while it is technically slower to get Paibu in this situation, the boot count is now accurate. So they are genuinely however apart they seem.
Yep, this is probably... If Pablo can get a 1 cycle, this would be like 20 seconds-ish.
Ooh!
Oh!
Pablo almost losing that boot to Piper.
Clench! Alright, so definitely slipping up a little bit there, pun not intended. But Pablo wraps it up and heads up to Van Gore now.
Alright. Let's see how his Van Gore goes, because his Van Gore can be really good or really bad.
Yeah, and some, as mentioned earlier, some of these ghosts have really ridiculous hitboxes, so definitely another point of mistakes that could cost you dearly, especially if you're in a tight race like this one.
Uh-huh. Let's pray that Van Gore does not mess up. Because Van Gore can mess you up if you miss a triple, you lose a lot of time. This first triple is pretty easy. Although basically every single one after this you can mess up if you make a mistake.
Right, the positioning for getting the correct triples is key, and if you mess up positioning of one of the triples, it can definitely affect the rest of your triples, which is why Van Gore is very hard.
Yeah, ooh, Pablo getting the decent triples. He's on a pretty decent Van Gore.
Yeah, this is looking great for him so far. We'll see how garbage can ghosts go, though. That's been a little bit of a problem for him the last few races. Alright, looks like he's got it. Alright, and that's it for Pablo. He's gonna just square away these ones. Looks like a little bit of a mushroom.
That was almost a poison mushroom and a half there.
Yeah. Luckily it despawned for him. Alright, let's see. Jovin clean up. Jovin's got some interesting positioning there. Spawning right in the middle of the garbage can ghost, but going left first. Looks like it's no problem for him, though. Both runners getting pretty decent Van Gore.
Yeah, they didn't really make any major mistakes. Now, I don't think Pablo is going to go for 1 cycle. I could be wrong, though. He might go for it. I think his lead is big enough where if he drops it, he can still win. Unless Jovin gets it, then it might be a little bit closer. But we'll just see.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, dude. It was not on. I had asked him in his race against Glitch, and he was saying it wasn't even on his mind. 1 cycle's not on his mind at all. So, who knows? Maybe he will decide to go for it this time, but he could probably still win with a safe 2.
Yeah, so maybe we'll have the first ever bracket reset. In an LM20. That'd be interesting to see. It all comes down to this. Yep. Jovin probably has nothing to lose to not go for it. Because if Pablo messes up, he could probably still win if Jovin doesn't go for 1 cycle. So Jovin kind of needs to hope that he hits the 1 cycle, or else he's going to be in a bad spot.
Alright, both runners headed into King Boo now. So, yeah. I think we will definitely see Jovin go for it. just
Yeah.
to try to open that opportunity up, waiting for Pablo to just mess up.
That
We'll see
and
what
it would
becomes of
be
him.
super cool if he hit it. Let's see it. Come on, Pablo.
He goes for the insta
You
shot.
got the
He
insta
gets
shot?
it.
All right, let's go one cycle.
All right, and we're looking for about 2.
Oh, he's not
He's
going for
a
it.
little bit. Well, yeah, he is not going for one
understandable.
cycle, folks.
All right, well, even if Jovin gets the one cycle, he'll probably lose unless Pablo messes up here.
All right, let's see Jovin go for his insta shot.
He got it. All right, all right. Oh, the ball went really far.
Ooh, yeah, I don't think there's any
really.
one
Yeah,
cycles
he
in
can't
Jovin's
get it.
future
Dang,
either.
dude. I hate when that happens. It's so joking. And
It
Pablo
kind of
takes
danced on
it.
top of the pillar. That's it, folks.
Ooh,
All right,
227 first cycle. That's really good.
hold on to your seats, folks. This is a bracket reset.
Yep, first one in history for this game, and Jovin missing his second quick shot. Still should be able to get a 57 here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pablo. All right, and Jovin cleaning up with a very respectable 57-47.
All right, that means we have to do another one. That's not it. Let's hope that next race there'll be a lot less mistakes because this race is pretty rough for both runners. I think they would agree with that. Also, let's hope Jovin gets map glitch this time because he did not get that.
Hey.
Wait.
Oh,
We're doing the interview now?
I don't know. I got an invite, so I guess we are.
All right. Well, how do you feel after that first game, Jovin?
That was like terrible. I mean, it had some, but it was like pretty.
Is there a reason you went for Van Gorbu or Pipe Boo instead of Van
It's
Gorbu?
because I ripped off the cloth in Armory, but I forgot to mirror warp still. So then I was like, well, might as well go for Pipe Room Boo. And I only realized that while watching the restream. So I only realized that after I cleared Pipe Room.
Yeah, because I was like, all right, he's clearing Pipe Room. He either is just going to get Pipe Boo for the meme, or he forgot that he didn't mirror warp.
Yeah.
Pablo.
And the man, the myth, the Tass, Pablo Bleep.
I got a new gold on Grimly. Let's go.
Let's go, dude.
That was sick.
That was
Nice.
a good Grim. You had an Instagram, and then you had good movement. So how do you feel about that first game, Pablo?
Really shaky, but I don't know.
Like Joe, when you made some, like the hidden room was probably, I think, one of the worst things that happened that run.
I actually was playing pretty bad, but I was getting insane luck in Area 2, which like was the only reason I was ahead of Pablo at that point.
And then the hidden room happened, and then you were like
And
barely
then-
ahead.
Yeah, I don't know what happened in Hidden Room. My brain just shut off. Like, I thought the last 2, I just burned them and they were dead. And then when they were still alive, I was like, I was surprised. And then I got punched again, and it was just really ugly.
Well, this is the first time a bracket reset's ever happened in the LM tournament, so I guess you guys have the honor of being part of that.
I know.
And now it's basically, next game is winner takes all.
Yep.
So when do we do the next game? Can we have like a little break?
Do we get? I don't know. Do we get a break, or do we just hop into it?
I need a break. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think we have time for some, but I believe.
All right, they said a few-minute break is what you guys get.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good for a few minute breaks. All right, so folks, stand up, stretch.
Stay tuned.
Take a 5,
Don't leave.
Take a 5er, smoke if you got them. We will be right back.
That means UHG.
Yeah.
Exposed. Yo, let's hope next race you guys both get like 55s. That'd be crazy.
Let's do that. That sounds fun.
Yeah, that sounds better than a 57.
Do you agree with that, Pablo?
Yeah, dude.
All right, they both agree that they're gonna get 55 next race. So if they don't, then they're breaking their agreement. everybody, stay tuned and get ready for another race. This one will hopefully be a lot more hype than the last one.
Alrighty, folks. Welcome to round 2 of the Luigi's Mansion No Out of Bounds 80% Grand Finale.
Grand finals. This is the true grand finals. This is winner takes all, regardless of who wins this one. They win the whole tournament. No bracket reset shenanigans this time.
This is it, folks. This is the moment we've been waiting for. The cap on 2021.
For all the marbles.
For all the marbles in all the pearl loops.
Exactly. Wrong category, but same idea.
Well, no, that's just part of the package deal.
True.
It's just bundled, you see.
Let's just hope that we have a good match. That's the best we can hope for in any situation.
Yeah, so last run, just to give a quick recap, for those of us just joining in, we saw a couple of major mistakes on both runners' parts when it came to Bogmire. Both lost the one cycle. Both got very good boo losses, and both basically missed their opportunity for a one cycle king boo. So a couple of major upsets, a couple of mistakes, a couple of lopsided mistakes here and there that made the lead swing back and forth at several points in the race.
Yeah.
But in the end, it came down to consistency, really. And both runners did also demonstrate very high levels of consistency, especially when it came to things like Angor, came to boo positioning. I think the only really serious slip-up that I remember on Jovin's part was the Nanaboo.
Hidden room and breaker boo.
Oh, right. And Breaker Boo, right. There was Breaker Boo, so that was another major upset. Let's see if anything has changed. So we took 10-minute break. Let's see if that was enough to shake off any of the jitters. And here it is, the B run. Let's just see if we can get just pure skill, not too much RNG affected leads or anything like that. Let's see where this takes us.
Yeah, so we have support for both players in the chat right now, so we got people
Honestly,
for Pablo,
both-
rooting for Jovin. Both are
Honestly, both of
I honestly
them-
say they're both very similar in skill.
Yeah, both of them deserve it very much, so.
Both very good runners. And both runners popping off in the wardrobe room, getting these doubles really wide. And they're probably within frames of each other. And it looks like Jovin's just barely edging him out.
Just barely, but nearly frame perfect so far, which is to be expected in the Area 1. This is the part with very little RNG. There's like only a singular instance of RNG in this
Yeah, it's
entire
just
area.
lightning.
And otherwise, it really just comes down to showing off your ability to be consistent with getting all the right doubles. Micro optimizations, I think, are a little more of frosting, but it's frosting that's required frosting in this high level. Ooh, Jovin getting the poison mushroom. Luckily, that did not affect him too much.
I kind of just vibed. Just chilling. Like a good poison mushroom.
Alright, stop what you're doing. Corporate wants you to find the difference between this picture and this picture.
They're the same picture.
Right now, they're basically synced almost to the frame. Pablo's saving those lag frames, though. He's going off on these time saves. Gotta save the frames.
Alright, both runners having pretty good Chauncey in it. We've seen the accursed rocket horse and its hitbox reset Chauncey's visibility, which resets the cycle there. Which
You
can
do
be
not
very
like
frustrating.
looking at Chauncey. It's like looking at Neville when you do it. It just makes you sad because you lose a lot of time. I guess they don't like being looked at. They like the boos of every other game except this game, I guess. Because when you look at boos in this game, they don't do the same thing. They still hide themselves sometimes. But it's not like other games where they just stop moving altogether.
And sorry, did you take a look at their pearl count before we went in? I also did not see them again.
I usually don't pay
or
attention to the money count.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, for those of you not familiar, there is another micro optimization that comes at the very end of this area, where basically the goal is to lose all of your money so you can skip an extra screen of money counting.
Yeah, you basically, normally the game shows you your money, but if you have none, then it just shows it for 1 frame, which is really fast.
And that means no pearls, no coins, no nothing. Usually you pick up a couple of coins, but you can lose those. You cannot lose pearls though. As soon as you gain 1 pearl, low percent's done. You just pack up, go home. You're not poor anymore.
Exactly. And keeping low percent for more than Area 1 is pretty much unreasonable to do without losing a lot of time.
Right, yeah, and after certain bosses, it's inevitable that you'll pick up certain kinds of money along the way, and then of course at the very end, King Boo, you get money from beating King Boo, so some of it is inevitable.
Yeah, you can't not get money. It's impossible to not get money.
Wow.
To beat the game without any money.
Wow, that was like 56-56 for both of them. They're still synced. Man, that Chauncey fight did not shake this at all.
So let's just hope that Area 2 goes well. Last time they both messed up area. They both had a rough Area 2.
Yeah,
So
Jovin missed his last double in Shy Guys. Let's see if he's able to clean that up this time around.
get revenge on the Shy Guys, dude. I hate those
Yeah.
guys so much. They're so stupid because they just like they just spin around, dude. They're dumb, dude. Why would they spin around? I don't get it.
Dude, imagine dancing.
I wonder what
In
their
a
motivation is
ballroom.
for running around in that room. What's their motivation? We have to figure that out. What is the name of the dance they're doing?
Just causing chaos. How dare they?
Shy Guys ghost dancing. I've never seen a ghost dance before. Unless you count that one Michael Jackson thing. Alright, now they're basically tied. Almost to the frame. Although Pablo's a little bit ahead.
We would switch you the audio, but it'd be basically the same.
Exactly. No real point in doing that. Shy Guys though might change that, or early release being early release and making somebody lose.
That is true. So, those just joining in, this is the second run in a series of grand finale runs, and this is the winners take all run.
It is.
Last run, both runners got early release, so that ended up being a wash. Let's see if that changes.
Obviously, optimally both runners get early release, but that's obviously pretty rare to happen, especially twice in a row. Because
All
I don't know the odds of early release, but I think
All
it's
his
around
doubles.
50. Let's see if these guys are cool.
I believe Jovin got all. Yeah, Jovin got all his. He must have, because he's basically at the.
And
same
Pablo and him both missing it. Better than, at least it's staying close.
There you have it, folks. It's another wash, except it's a wash in the other direction this time.
It's the worst one. I think every single runner would unanimously agree they'd rather have both runners get ER than neither. But you can't control it, so sometimes you just gotta deal with it.
Some ghosts just want to watch the world burn.
Yep, like
the
Orland
whirlwind
does.
does.
Exactly. So now we're going to Booze, and these guys are trolls, dude. I hate Booze. They troll you because
Well,
sometimes they like
not
to
all
split.
booze.
I mean, not all Booze are trolls, but sometimes they can be really annoying.
I mean, Pablo is friends with the booze, so you know.
His profile
hate
pic,
on
literally,
Pablo.
he has a Boo in his house, dude.
Yeah, he talks to him too. Don't be hating on my boo friends.
I'm just saying, sometimes these Boos are stupid. But if you learn how to manage them, then they are less stupid. But I think everybody can agree that they sometimes have gotten pissed at a Boo because it did something that they didn't like.
Right, so now we had all of these very long-winded jokes. We is a way our way of saying we head into this area with blue
Yeah.
RNG. And looks like both get the lump in the table. That lump usually signifies
Jovin
that
not
there's
getting the tech skip.
a boo
Pablo
under
not
there.
getting it, but Jovin now ahead.
Neither of the runners are able to get a tech skip there because the boo spawn is in the table and you have to pull the cloth off in order to spawn the boo.
At least staying close. Jovin
So,
having the Boo troll him.
wow. So
That's what I mean
all
by the
of the
Boo trolling
RNG
you.
being an absolute wash up to now. Both runners getting the worst possible RNG. This is nuts.
Jovin misreading the
Okay.
room. Jovin, what are you doing?
Okay.
1050
Pablo ever so
Alright.
slightly takes the lead because he got the superior RNG there.
Yeah, they're close though. Although it's not like they're both on good runs.
Yeah, only ever so slightly in the lead, of course. So that was just one instance of RNG. That is probably the first time now that their RNG actually split. Let's see what happens here in storage room. Storage room can definitely be tricky because the vacuum doesn't always get the crate that you think
Exactly,
it's
dude. I've
getting.
had times when I swear I shake them all and I spend like 20 seconds finding one box that didn't shake. And you just
Yeah.
lose your mind. Alright, well, them both getting pretty similar luck. They're still very close. Text, obviously not really going to differ much until later in the game, but it can vary a little bit. And now they're almost tied again. I'm getting
Right,
deja vu.
yes. Well, actually, I know Pablo's the vacuum gang, but let's see if Jovin's the vacuum gang. Jovin is the vacuum gang.
It's
There you
faster,
go.
dude. If you're not in it, then you're slower.
Yeah, exactly. You're just slow if you're a toilet knocker.
Toilet humpers, where are you at? Alright, and now they're doing the mirror room. And they're gonna get the ha funny invisible ghost because every other ghost up until now has been visible, which is not really something that you usually expect from ghosts. Although they are visible in the mirror, so I guess they're kind of like the opposite of a vampire, huh?
I mean, they're in the house and they weren't invited, so I wouldn't think they're vampires.
Because vampires, they don't have a reflection, and these ghosts only have a reflection, so they're like the inverse.
Right. And also, vampires can't enter houses uninvited.
You guys, I guess they can't enter houses invited, because nobody invites them to their house, because they just cause trouble.
So does that mean the mirror room boos are the anti-vampires?
Yeah. Everything that vampire is, they aren't.
Today I learned.
Luigi's a vampire because he was invited to the house by King Boo. Same with Mario.
So do they just like inject blood into you then?
I don't know, dude. We'll have to figure. That's something for another day. But right now, they're doing the Butler cycle, and Jovin's barely ahead. Literally, like, frames ahead.
Holding on
And-
to his frames just by the seat of his pants. They are in very tight cycles here, both of them. So what they're looking for is to be able to get the right timing for Shivers, who is going up and down the hallway in the back with the candelabra. And hopefully they get to him when he is at the end of the hallway here.
Ooh,
Both of them
Jovin
get
is
it.
going extra spicy fast.
Jovin cutting quarters, quite literal.
Pablo went to Wendy's and got the nuggets. Jovin went to Wendy's and got the spicy nuggets.
Oh no, not the nugget jokes again.
Alright, and now they're in the laundry room. And this room, I guess, goes to do laundry. There's something already in that basket. I wonder what's in that basket.
It's Mario's underwear. Oh, wait, never mind.
No. I wonder what's in there. And then this double, pretty good. Got the hat skip by hitting the hat. And now they're gonna go get the butler because they're on the cycle. Both players have a good cycle. Obviously, they're top 2 runners in the world. I wouldn't expect anything else.
Yep. Yeah, so the little trick that just happened in the washroom is very hard to miss. So basically, it is a way to skip the chest cutscene that happens when you clear the room. It zooms in on the chest, but you can skip that if you collect the hat at just the right time.
Let's see if Jovin gets his revenge on the hidden room. Oh, he does 2 scans out of
Right.
good luck. That was RNG manipulation.
Oh, well, yeah,
Jovin-
he gets the bats early, which actually probably is insurance run. Last run, Jovin did get bonked by the bats.
Alright, he
Pablo
took
once
it,
again
he
having no problems.
messed up a decent amount, but he's still not as bad as last run. And Jovin with the RNG. And
Ooh,
Pablo
yeah,
getting...
Jovin is
dunked on
collecting the
right
lead
now.
here.
I think Pablo's had some pretty awful RNG. I think he's had worse RNG in both Boos to split, so you hate to see that.
Yep.
Jovin?
So Jovin takes the lead
Bonked
here.
him.
But
Okay,
once
nice
again,
flip
just
Boo.
barely. Not
Not
getting
getting
the
a tech skip again. Let's see if Pablo gets a tech skip.
I doubt it. He has
No.
the blue ball.
Dang. That's 0 for 4 on tech skip.
Yeah, Pablo got the boo ball spawn, so it was probably unlikely that he was going to get the tech skip.
Let's hope that Melody gives them water theme. Last time, Jovin didn't get water theme. So
Yeah,
I
you
think
know,
if
the
he
number
doesn't
one-
get it again, he's going to lose. I think if he gets water theme, he might win. If he doesn't, then I think he's going to lose because apparently that's all it takes
I
to
mean-
lose the race.
Yeah, like last time Jovin didn't get water theme, and would you look at that, he lost the race. So I think
Let's
water
see.
theme is the number one predictor of losing races.
If neither of them get it, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, a little bit of
Pablo
jokes in
getting
there.
underwater, I think? No, Jovin getting underwater. Alright, let's see what Pablo gets.
Yep. he got
Oh,
water.
both of them getting water theme. You love to see it. So neither of them got ER, neither of them got tech skip, but they both got water theme. I think that balances out, right?
Yeah.
I think they're about the same time.
The RNG could be a pretty big factor here. Yep. Okay, so Pablo gets the worst RNG.
Jovin getting worse RNG.
Oh
Let's
wait,
see Pablo's
yeah,
RNG.
never mind. I thought Jovin got that.
Ooh,
Sorry.
Jovin once
I thought
again.
Jovin got the
Pablo.
chest, but not.
I'm getting a lot of
so-
deja vu from last run. Jovin's barely ahead after this. Pablo's getting better luck in that room. I think Jovin's luck was good in hidden in Butler room. I think Jovin had the same RNG in laundry room as well. And they both missed
Yep.
tech skip. This is incredibly similar to last run.
Yep. So Pablo actually getting the slightly better RNG in conservatory. I didn't realize that Jovin didn't get the chest through there. Both heading into
2 seconds
Bogmire now.
apart, roughly. That's really good.
Let's-
Really close.
Yep, definitely really close. So the kitchen RNG was also different here last time. So the Jovin almost got the boo in the table, but it switched to the refrigerator at the last second. Let's see if he's able to get... Nope, he doesn't even go for it. He says, you know what? It's probably over here anyways. And it did not
It's
pay
one of the few
off.
tech skips that you don't want to go for. When there's a
Oh
one.
my gosh.
Pablo looks like he's going to be getting it, which will put him ahead, I think.
The inverse of what happened last time. Jovin goes for the refrigerator first, probably having PTSD from last run, and it does
Yeah.
not pay off at all. It was in the table.
If last run he did that, he would have saved a lot of time.
Yeah.
Time to get Spooky the dog.
Alright, Jovin just barely in the lead here. Or actually, no,
Pablo
it's
is-
still Pablo. It's too close to call, actually.
And Jovin humping the doghouse.
Oh. He really loves that doghouse, man. Alright. Both runners heading into Graveyard and, of course, onto
Let's
Bogman.
see if they get the one cycle. Last run, they both
Yeah.
dropped it. Are they going to be
Both
over
dropped.
4 on one cycle?
Yeah. So, yeah, both had trouble slamming Bogmire into the wall there. So, that... We might see if it goes south, depending on that there.
Fun fact, if Jovin loses this match, he'll actually win the bracket prediction. So he might just, this might be losing on purpose, so he wins the bracket prediction.
Dude, Jovin's fixing the odds. I'm pretty sure that's
Trying to win it. He's trying to win the bracket prediction. He cares more about that than the actual tournament. Bogmire being Bogmire and doing Bogmire things.
Yep,
And
alright,
good.
there we go. So Pablo gets the one. Let's see.
Jovin having good
Jovin
start,
having a
and
lot.
he almost missed it. Dang, that was close at the end. But I think he had a good enough start that it wasn't actually that close, but it looked scary.
21:34, 21:41. So 7-second difference.
Yeah, but that 7 seconds can be, as seen by last run, easily gained or lost.
Yeah, we saw a good number of swings last run. Let's. So far, the RNG has been a little
Not
different,
very
but
cool. Not very
interestingly, very symmetric here between the runners. So
Exactly.
it seems like even though they've been getting garbage RNG, it's been relatively symmetric so far.
Yeah, most of Jovin's
let's-
time loss came from that kitchen boom mistake, as well as
Yeah, That was so weird. That was the inverse of what happened last time. So he went for the table first and then the fridge. This time he went for the fridge first because he figured, you know what, this boo is probably trolling me again. But nope, he was in the table.
this
and
one feels
he-
like everything's either the exact same as last run or the exact opposite.
Yeah, it's just so weird.
This run is just like the 2 back-to-back runs where they have bad RNG. Just crazy. Now they're going to Area 3, and let's see if they have a good ice split, which a lot of people sleep on the ice split, but I promise you that ice split is a lot harder than it seems, especially when you go for the fast T-room stuff, like tech skip, ceiling strat, vacuuming the mailbox instead of humping it, having a good water
Stumble skip.
put out on the door, stumble skip, all that stuff adds up to this split. Definitely being something not to sleep on.
Resident sleeper. Yeah, it definitely can. I think this area is a lot more about the micro optimizations, but those small time saves definitely do add up. So it's not to be ignored, especially when you are the top 2 runners in the world.
Exactly. You don't want to be out here losing 2 seconds when, you know, you're already behind. And then it's just like, it just snowballs and it's just not fun to deal with. Most of the time lost in the RNGs, this split usually comes from Chibu. Chibu is probably the most RNG, or the thing that determines the most of your time lost in the split, making this split. You could make an argument that it's very RNG dependent if you go for safe strats, otherwise, but still. Nah, that's what you should sleep on. Now they get this guy's key, they go on a run. Luigi's New Year's resolution is to run more, and he does a good job of it every time he goes on the treadmill.
He's still a little chubby though, I'd say.
Yeah, he's working on it.
I think he's focusing. He needs to focus a little more on watching his carbs, you know.
On beating King Boo.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder how much miles Luigi's walked throughout this whole game, if he even walks the whole mile.
I don't know. We need to put Fitbit on Luigi. Can we get a Fitbit mod?
Yeah, let's go, Fitbit mod.
All right, let's see if Pablo. Yeah, I don't think Pablo got the optimal RNG here. I think Jovin might.
Oh, Jovin
No.
having some rough time with that Boo. This Boo is really not
Nope.
nice to Jovin.
That was a dupe. It's a trap.
And then Pablo realizing that same RNG as last time, left side. And Jovin pulling the probably the
Wow.
worst thing that can happen in this entire split. That is the worst
Wow.
feeling when you do that. I
That
really
is-
don't like that.
yeah. Well, at least, yeah, he didn't even get the tech skip there, it looks like. Pablo did end up getting the tech skip, although only after realizing he got left side.
Yeah. Alright,
And,
let's see if they get a good Petunia stuck up.
Right, and Petunias, oftentimes runners have a choice of doing nanas first and then Petunias, or the other way around. High-level runners opt to do Petunias first because you have the opportunity to spawn more pearls. And if you can spawn more pearls in Petunias, less pearls will load in nanas, which makes it a lot easier to suck up the Boo in nanas, because you're not locking on to as many pearls.
In Hundo, it's the opposite, because a lot of the time in Hundo, you won't get all the pearls in Petunia because they get stuck in the tub. So you do Nana
Right.
first. Although sometimes if Nanaboo is going to switch because you have a bad ice split, like I think Jovin, I don't know if his ice split was that slow. I don't think, well, he had the RNG, but if Nanaboo is like left side, and you have like a slow ice split, it will switch if you do Petunia first, which is definitely not very fun. Jovin having some issues with Boo.
A lot of trouble with that key chest.
He's not too far behind though.
No, definitely not. These runners are probably no drops boos or anything yet. Probably only 5 to 10 seconds anywhere in there behind. Jovin having a lot of trouble in the hall there.
And him having stupid Astral Hall candles, dude. These things are such trolls.
Yeah,
They're
Astral
the
Hall
trick
is-
candles that you get when you try to blow out your cake when you're like 10 years old, but they're the opposite.
Yeah, who puts this many candles in a room? To be honest, like
Or
what the
I
heck?
wonder who built this mansion. Did it like just randomly appear someday?
Yeah, and then some dude came up, walked up someday and said, "Hey, apparently I won this mansion and it's free."
Let's get King Booth fired as an architect. I don't think he should be allowed to be an architect.
Ooh, Jovin getting the dud.
Having some issues with this room, but this room is really
Not
stupid.
having a good day at all.
Alright, I think we should fire King Boo as an architect from now on because he's really bad at making mansions. Like, look at this room, dude. Candles, and then you have this room, which is like a telescope inside of a building, dude. Who puts a telescope inside?
Dude, well, okay. Let's talk about this for a second. This is definitely not up to code here. There's a massive
Nah.
void inside of the mansion. That is, the city inspector is not going to be happy about this.
Nah, I think when they come by to inspect the mansion, they're gonna definitely find them for that. Although it seems like there's some force protecting you from falling off, so maybe it's not actually an issue.
Yeah, well, nobody contact OSHA because
Nah.
there are still no guide handlebars anywhere.
Maybe they're
No,
just
no
invisible.
rails
That's why
or
you can't
anything.
fall off. They're really powerful.
Yeah, but you know, OSHA still has this thing where you have to have guardrails, even if there is an invisible force.
What if but invisible guardrails?
You know, that is true. It could be invisible.
All right, let's see if Pablo gets the save warp this time. Last run he missed it. The run before that he missed it. Is he gonna go 0 for 3 or is he gonna hit it?
Having to do the mirror warp of shame.
Yep. I remember once he said that if he ever missed it in a run, he would walk, but he never did that, probably because he was not very far ahead of his opponent. Or not very far.
Probably because this is a race.
Yeah, I feel like if he was a lot further behind or a lot further ahead, he would maybe just walk just to make a point that Billiard's mirror warp is useless because I think the only category that really uses it anymore is like all mirrors.
Yeah.
I can't think of any other categories that use that strat. Alright, let's see. Ooh, Boo being mean to Pablo. And Boo is
Oh, yeah,
dude.
real mean. Dude, okay, he switched. He was somewhere else. He's probably in the left.
He switched from top left to top right, which is
cabinet
like
there.
worth. And that
Yeah,
RNG alone saved Jovin a lot of time. Oh, shoot.
Well, at least he got the save warp this time, but I believe he was in the left cabinet there, and then he switched back to right cabinet after Pablo had just checked right cabinet. You hate to see it.
Alright, let's see how Clairvoyant split goes. A lot of people complain about the RNG in this split, but honestly, if you learn how to read the boos and you get good twins, like you get good at the twins double, this split can usually go by pretty fast, even with bad RNG. So while this split has a lot of RNG, this split also has a lot of skill, so... I think it's a pretty balanced split in my opinion. This is probably my favorite split in the whole game, which is a very unpopular opinion.
Alright, both runners getting their fire and headed into twins now. Let's see if they will pick up their doubles.
Yep. This fan is really stupid. Well, it's actually a mobile, but I still don't like it.
Is that what it's called? Like those little dingy things that you put above
Yeah,
a
they're
cradle?
called mobiles, I think, is what the pronunciation is. I just know it's spelled like the word mobile, like a mobile phone. So yeah, let's
Wow,
see.
Pablo getting great box checking RNG.
Jovin getting, honestly, I think that's even better.
If you go clockwise?
I think
If you get
Jovin.
it clockwise?
Now, I think you always, if the twin is top left, you always check that one. And Jovin or Pablo going for the double and he hits it. I don't think Jovin. Oh, Jovin looks like he's going for it, but he can't get it. Can he? Nah, rip.
No, he lost it. Yeah, I think Jovin realized at the very last second there it was not happening. He was not getting Orville down.
Orville right is mean to him. I guess Jovin likes the other right brother after that one.
Yeah. Well, both the twins are named after Henry Ford and Orville, right? Yeah.
Henry Ford,
Yeah.
my favorite. Alright, let's see how this boo is. And nice handling by Pablo. Jovin getting spammed by Egad.
Yeah, that's another element of RNG that we don't usually talk about too much, but at the end of every boo capture, EGAT has a
This
chance
boo,
of
dude.
just spamming you with like a lot of extra text that you don't want to listen to. Shut up, old man, I already know about Van Gore. Basically is what Luigi would say.
Looking like Spiely over here. So now they could skip this one's text, which is nice because this room lags a lot. So if you get long text and you miss text skip, it just really adds on to the time loss. So let's just hope that Jovin doesn't miss it, but he's a god, so of course he's not going to miss it. Who am I thinking that Jovin's going to miss that text skip? Now they have text again for a minute and a half.
Alright, that was 3410 entrance. And what was Pablo?
I wasn't paying attention to that exactly, but I think that they were. I think
Okay.
they're pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the fact that Egad says the same things after each boo means he might have dementia or something from that. Maybe he has
Yeah.
short-term memory loss. He forgot that he told him about Van Gogh, so he has to tell him again.
Dude, Egad probably didn't even realize there was a mansion right outside his house, but then he walked outside one day and he's like, whoa, there's a mansion here.
Oh, what's
When
this?
When did that get here?
I don't know, dude.
Also, he lives in a hole. Can we talk about that for a second? Like, what old men live in holes?
True,
Sewer
dude.
people. That's who. So Egad is a sewer person.
Officially confirmed to be a sewer person. Creature from the Black Lagoon. Alright, let's see how this goes. Let's go! Pablo getting the top left
Much
RNG.
better RNG this time around. Yep.
Last run he had the same luck, but there was something in the middle, so he searched that first. Jovin not being as lucky. Oh wait, no, never mind. I'm bad at reading.
Oh, yep. Pablo did let the
Nope,
boost
I've been
slip a
predicting
little
the
bit.
future. Let's go, dude. I was right.
Pablo did let the boost slip just not as bad as Jovin's doing it now, but a little bit worse than that. But he did not let that slip this time, so he definitely had a better clairvoyant segment there.
Yeah, so let's hope that this time they don't mess up as much as they did last time, because that was kind of not cool, not very gamer.
It is not gamer approved.
So now I'd say that this is looking a lot like last race, where Jovin was ahead of Pablo by about this much, give or take a couple seconds. But now Pablo's ahead by that much, give or take a couple seconds.
Yep. It's funny to see how the lead has been inverted. Like the segments where the lead has been inverted. So now Pablo
That
is
mean
the
that
one ahead.
Pablo's gonna be the one to drop Breaker Boo one cycle? And he flips on the banana looking like a clown out here.
Oh no! You do not want to be making that mistake, especially when you are this close to your opponent. Alright, he gets the chair RNG, which is the most likely spawn point for this boo.
Making all the kids, and Jovin also making all the kids laugh. Can we get the sound effect of somebody slipping on a banana peel?
Isn't it something like whoa?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, we need that sound for that, because they both did that.
Alright, so both runners had pretty good boo losses segments here. Let's see if they can replicate that again.
Yeah, so they both messed up Safari Room in basically the exact same way.
That is hilarious.
That's pretty funny that they did that, but they both did that. You don't see that almost ever, let alone twice in the same run. But they're just trying to make the kids happy, man. I respect it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they weren't making the twins happy, but
No, I think they were laughing from the vacuum.
yeah.
Look at this guy. All right, let's see how this blue loss is by Pablo. All right.
Pretty good
They are
spread overall.
split out.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Pablo taking the chance there and doing an ice shot. That is a little risky because you blast a lot of your ice doing that, but Pablo knew what he was doing. He just got
Pablo's
it out.
still clutching a 38.59. You love to see it. Still on a good
Yeah.
run pace. Jovin, however, not too far behind. Probably about honestly, this is basically the exact same as last race. They're around
Yeah.
a little less than 20 seconds apart, give or take probably like a second or two. Actually, they're exactly like 20 apart. And last run they were about 20 apart. So this is honestly looking to be a repeat of last time. And if that's the case, that means Pablo is gonna drop Breaker Boo. And the Boo won't go back. Jovin's gonna get Breaker Boo with Tech Skip, and then it's just gonna start snowballing in Jovin's favor.
Oh no.
So let's just see if
And then
if
Jovin's gonna
repeat-
drop Weston.
And then Jovin will drop Weston. Pablo will forget that he was supposed to mirror warp from the armor room, and then he won't remember until he's already cleared pipe room, so he'll get that Boo. And then they'll both get quick shots, but not get one cycle. And then Jovin will beat him by like 20 seconds or something. I don't know. We'll see how this goes.
Yep, it is still definitely not over yet, folks. So Boolossus is one of the major waypoints of upsets that can happen in a race, but there is still more to come. There's still Weston, there's still Van Gore, there's still a lot of other optimization tricks that we can pull off in Area 4.
Let's
Area
just
4
hope.
is
You know what?
one
Let's
of the
hope.
most technically hardest segments of the run.
Let's just hope everybody nails it. Let's just hope everybody nails everything,
Yeah.
and it's a good race.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen. I'm not saying that they have to, but it would be pretty sick if we saw at least one cycle happen.
They're probably
Pablo,
whoever's behind will likely go for it if they feel the need to do it.
the last, I want to say 3 runs, the last 3 races, races that Pablo has had, he got robbed of his one cycle 3 times. He got so close. He gets the correct insta shot. He gets the correct second shot, and then he loses the Boo at around anywhere from 6 to 10 HP.
You hate to see. I
so
think Blazer lost him at like 1, and that was definitely heartbreaking.
It's always hard to watch. So let's see if Pablo maybe wants to go for it again. Not totally sure. It hasn't always been on his mind, especially when he feels like he gets a good run. He doesn't tend to go for the riskier strats. But let's see if he wants to try to redeem that at all.
Let's just see if he gets Instagram again, back-to-back golds. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that is true. Let's see if we're gonna see a good old Pythag skip and then some kind of Grimly. Either Instagram or HT Delta Grim.
One or the other. There's no in between. Imagine. Well, let's see. All right. Well, if your theory is right, he's gonna be losing about a minute. Oh no, he got like a 1-second Grimly. No Grimly world records here, folks. That's what you wanted to see. Then watch Jovin and then stop because he's probably not gonna get it. But you know what? Maybe this is the one where the stars align against Jovin. Okay, that was a few seconds. Not bad.
Yeah, definitely not bad Grimleys on either side. I think Pablo got like 1 or 2 seconds better. All right, now for one of the most technically hardest tricks in the game. Other than
Breaker
the
Boo
one
1 cycle.
of
In last run, Pablo got it. Jovin didn't. And Jovin was a decent amount ahead, so if this is like last run, then that means Pablo's gonna miss it. But if he doesn't miss it, then ooh, spawning the Boo. If that's the Boo, that's huge. Ooh, that's huge.
Yeah. Alright, Pablo going for track strats. I haven't heard any double cackles yet. Oh, there's one double cackle. Okay, he pulls it off anyways.
Yeah, so
And there you have it, folks. He gets the 1 cycle.
execution-wise, I think execution-wise, this might be the best Area 4 I've ever seen. This has been an insanely good Area 4 from Pablo. It's very early into the area, but he hasn't really made any mistakes execution-wise, especially with that Boo find. Jovin getting the charge. Does he get revenge with the 1 cycle?
Let's hope so. I would hate to see him have to clear pipe room. That would be sad.
He
There
got
we
it.
go, folks. He gets the 1 cycle. Double 1 cycles on both ends here.
He's probably kicking himself for not getting that last race.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but it is, in all fairness, one of the hardest tricks in the game. So definitely a testament to your skill if you do pull it off. And these runners are both very capable of that.
Let's see if this if Pablo gets the good soldiers up here and Jovin having good boo read.
Very
Pablo,
nice.
decent amount ahead. If he wins this, he'll have won 2 tournaments back to back.
Let's go, dude.
And his only loss in tournament would have been against Flauk. Flauk would be so far his only loss in tournament. So
It's the golden age of Pablo.
still is. People were thinking Jovin was gonna win this one, but there's still a little bit of the run left to go. So still about a little
let's
over 10
check-
minutes.
Let's take a moment while we're walking. Let's take a moment to check the betting odds. So www.challenge.com/LM Tournament 2021. There are some betting odds on who thinks who is going to win. Let's see here.
So yeah, even if Jovin loses this race, he'll still win the 20 predictions. So at least he can have that. So it's a win-win for Jovin.
It is exactly 57% in Pablo's favor, 43% in Jovin. So
Ooh,
this is
I thought it was
very split
the other
coin. Those are the current odds, anyway. Looks like Pablo is getting his double.
that was a little rough at the end there, but he still managed to get it. So
Yeah, when they start flailing around in circles, one of them starts doing that and the other doesn't. That's a very bad sign. A half and half chance that it's going to break off at that point. But Pablo managed to pull it. Let's see if Jovin gets his double. Okay, he gets the setup.
he realized that he didn't fire him, so he had to do that. Jovin getting the double.
All right, Jovin cleaning up with his double this time. He did not get his double last time, so that is absolutely an improvement this run.
For sure, for sure. Pablo's Area 4 looking really good so far. I can't really think of any mistakes he's made, honestly. His soldier double was a little bit scuffed, but that was just because of how they moved. It would have been really hard for him to control that himself, but... Oh yeah, and his rooftop. His rooftop he messed up a little bit. But aside from that, it's been a pretty good Area 4.
Jovin is deciding to just do headbutts against the wall.
He's just, you know, trying to find a new strat, trying to clip through it and clip down to the Boo's ultra, I guess. I don't know.
Probably to make up for that, Jovin getting the stumble skip there, so I want to say maybe a washout a little bit, but probably an extra second wasted on...
Oh, and Pablo.
Ooh!
No, slip on the banana peel, Pablo. Do it for the kids.
Do it for the meme! Pablo! It's gone. Okay. Well, that's definitely the kind of mistake that Jovin is going to profit from.
Yeah.
Jovin is not opting for any 5 pieces, it looks like. Let's see if he's going to try to do the triple setup. Or maybe the quad. Yep, he's doing the quad. Alright. And he gets the quad. There you go.
Alright, they're pretty close. This is still something
Definitely a lot
from,
closer after that mushroom, yeah.
and also a lot closer than the last race because Jovin at this point didn't have Breaker Blue last race.
Right, yeah. And also, Jovin can save warp here. He doesn't have to try to do the mirror warp.
Last one he save warped anyway.
Yeah, he save warped anyway, and then he accidentally reset the position of the breaker boost, so meaning he had to, in fact, collect Hyper Boo. Yeah, so definitely a lot closer now. Maybe 20-ish seconds, give or take.
Alright, let's
Hard.
see how this pipe room goes. You almost got frozen by that ice spirit there.
That would have been bad. That would have been an extra 2-3 seconds.
It would have been very annoying. I hate that thing. The ice spirit is one of the most annoying things to get hit by in the entire game.
Jovin knocking the wall there for good luck.
Good luck, knock on wood, as they say.
But the basement is made of stone, so
Well, you know what? Maybe it's wood painted like stone. Who knows?
you know that is true. I've had you know, in my last apartment, the floors were concrete, but they just painted wood on it.
Sounds dumb, but you know what? Okay.
I feel ripped off. This is a travesty.
Alright, let's just Pablo
Alright.
drop this guy again.
He
Gets
does
the
not.
one
He
cycle.
gets the one cycle. Let's see if he's gonna try to clean up these pearls. He does for the insurance. And then
Let's see
it
how
looks
this
like
goes.
Bottom left booze potentially. Yep, it's bottom left. All right, let's see him clean this up. And let's watch Jovin do Western now. Jovin having a
Nice.
far cleaner Weston there, being managing to keep him in his campfire for probably up until 20 HP. Way cleaner for Jovin.
And Pablo getting a 50, 57, which is pretty decent 56 pace. If he goes,
Yep.
if he doesn't go for one cycle, it's going to be a little sketch. But if he goes for one cycle, he'll for sure be able to get 56, which he might with this kind of lead. He honestly doesn't have much to lose,
Yeah.
but at the same
So
time,
I wonder now that these runners are way closer to each other, if we're going to be seeing kind of a forced hand of King Boo one cycles.
exactly, because Jovin,
They are much closer in pace, and as said before, you only really see the one cycles if they can allow the time loss that it incurs if you mess it up, or if you're just so tight, you have no choice but to try it, because if your opponent does it and succeeds, then you lose.
I mean, I think with this lead, Pablo could go for 2 cycle and guarantee a win if he doesn't drop his lead or drop the boo. But at the same time, obviously, if you get the 1 cycle, it's way cooler.
Yeah. This will definitely depend on how Van Gogh now goes for both runners. Both of them getting really clean Van Gogh's last run. Let's see if they can replicate that.
Pablo already off to a good start. Ooh, you hate to see
You
that.
don't want to be doing that. Yeah, okay, so that is exactly what I was talking about when I said those grabber ghosts have some of the weirdest hitboxes in the entire
Yeah,
game.
because I'm pretty sure the
And-
hitbox is only on their tail, which is not where you expect it to be.
And so Pablo just took the L on that one. Let's see if Jovin is able to collect this.
Oh,
missing a
Pablo
garbage
dropped
can ghost.
another one, maybe.
You hate to
Alright.
see it. Okay.
Jovin? Pause. Jovin might be able to come back with 1 cycle.
Jovin, he gets it. Oh my god, he gets
Alright,
it.
we are starting to get a little bit closer to 1 cycle equals Jovin wins if Pablo doesn't get it.
Folks, we could be seeing some one-cycle strats in the near future here.
Depending on how far apart they are. I don't know if they're that close, but it's a lot closer than it was before Van Gogh.
I mean, I would say that they're less than 10 seconds apart, so this is definitely close enough to consider it, at least.
I think they're around 20 seconds apart. Which is still not really 1 cycle gap, but at the same time, let's see it. Yeah, they're about 23 seconds apart, give or take. So, if Pablo gets the 2 cycle, he's guaranteed a win unless he really messes up until then, which you kind of have to throw almost to do that. So Jovin basically has no choice but to go for the 1 cycle.
Yep.
Because even if Pablo gets his fast 3 cycle and he gets 2 cycle, he still loses. So let's just see how it goes. So it's gonna be pretty hard for Jovin to win this, but there's always something that could happen on the final boss that's really stupid.
I almost hesitate to mention it, but of course, crown theft is also a possibility, although it's
I don't think it's gonna
incredibly
happen.
unlikely. Incredibly unlikely, just because you have to have really bad awareness of your positioning in order to pull that off. Either bad or intentionally good if you're.
I mean,
trying
they
to
can. I think it's more likely that they soft block with quick shots than crown theft, but we'll see.
That's
I
true.
doubt it's gonna happen. It's too unlikely to really even consider. I wouldn't really even consider either of those being that much of a possibility. But you know what?
Pablo-
1 cycle. If Jovin gets 1 cycle and Pablo doesn't, then that's at least one thing
Yeah.
he'll have over him.
Although, quick shout out, Pablo is on a 56 pace right now, so he could in fact pull this off. I'll pull off. I want to say his fifth or sixth 56 this entire tournament.
I have no idea how many he's gotten. Let's see. Does Pablo go for 1 cycle? And if he does he get it?
Alright, we're looking for about 2.
Yeah, he is.
About
Oh, he
400.
missed it, though.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Barely missed it, too. Alright, if Jovin gets 1 cycle here, he might actually have a chance of winning.
This is it, folks.
Oh,
This is it.
never mind. Aim too high.
Oop.
I think that's it for Jovin.
Yeah.
Oh, and Pablo's gonna get the backup too anyway. To clutch the 56 out.
There you have it, folks.
We have the winner of the tournament, Pablo.
Luigi's Mansion 2021 winner, Pablo Bleep.
Back-to-back wins for Pablo.
The absolute mad lad. The
Legend.
human Tass. 2 years in a row. And Jovin coming in second with a formidable 57-14 as well.
About 23 seconds between the 2 runners. That's a close race.
That is very close, yeah. Definitely not as close as we've seen some others, like HD v. I believe it was
Last
HD
tournament grand
Pablo.
finals, I think it literally came down to 2 or 3 seconds. But we'll just wait for
Well,
them.
there you have it, folks. 2021 Luigi's Mansion, no out of bounds, goes to Pablo Bleep. And we
Pablo
have
Bleep.
both runners coming in here in just a second for an interview. So stay tuned.
There they are. What's up, guys?
There we go.
So
Pablo
GG's, you both did good.
crowned the winner of 2021. How do you feel?
Back-to-back wins.
Yeah, back-to-back wins too.
I'm happy that I could come back from losers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
never seen
you did.
before.
This means that the only loss you've had in tournament so far, Pablo, was against Flauk.
Yep.
Does this
think
mean
that
that
means,
Flock is the best runner?
Flauk's the best LM runner.
Pablo, of course, taking the scenic route through the losers bracket this year, but doing very well. And then, of course, Jovin You coming in a formidable second with a 57-14. How do you feel about your run?
Pretty good. I think we both played pretty well for the most part. We had our mistakes, but it was a good finals. Definitely.
Yeah. How are you feeling, especially compared to your last run, your first Grand Finals run? Definitely a couple of improvements this time around.
A
It
lot.
was better. I felt like I was playing better. I did have some really bad luck in some parts of this run, but I mean, it wasn't too bad. Only thing I could say is I wish I one cycled so I could have had a 56, but yeah, other than that, not
It was
too
close,
bad.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was close.
definitely.
Good race. Good 2 races.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. This tournament luckily went by a lot smoother than last year.
A lot.
A lot smoother, yeah. We finished
Last
like,
year,
I think
end of
last year we raced like at the end of September.
end of September, end of October. This year we finished at the start of September.
Yeah.
A month or 2.
Well, we started in early June this year, I believe. Was it June? Or let's see here. Yep, June 10th.
Well, GG's. We didn't get to see any 55s this tournament, but we had some
No.
pretty close calls. Didn't somebody get like a
Yeah.
5602?
I got a
Probably
5606.
got a 50, yeah, 5606.
Is that
I
the
think
best race
it's-
time ever?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. With the pressure of races, it's really hard to 55 though.
It's so hard.
It's like once you mess up once, it's hard to just like keep playing consistent with this game.
Yeah. It seems, or it seemed like we both like cleaned up the mistakes we made in the first race. So
Yeah.
we were still as close, but it was just a lot cleaner overall.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny because if the RNG wasn't a wash, it was almost an inverse of what both of you guys got compared to last race. So like, or just like in terms of like mistakes. So for instance, I believe one of you slipped on a banana in Safari last run, and then the other one did it this time.
I did it this time.
Yeah, which is kind of funny to see.
You both fell on the banana peels in Safari Room.
Oh,
did-
that's
oh, yeah,
right.
did
Which
we?
one-
I know
Which
it.
one was I thinking of then?
I don't know, but I know that in Safari Room, Pablo and Jovin both fell on the banana peel.
Right.
Yeah, it's so
Speed
annoying.
too.
I never have that issue that bananas in the way, but now it happened like 2 races in a row. The first time I didn't slip on it, but I had to like go all the way around it, which lasted like a billion years.
I didn't even realize there was banana because the garbage ghost spawned like right in front of the banana.
Yeah, that was like it was pretty hard to see.
Yeah. But GG's. Fun tournament.
Yeah.
Fun grand
GGs.
finals.
Thank you guys for putting on a great show. Thanks to HD for organizing all of this. Just want to take a second to thanks SpeedGaming for hosting us. You guys have any other closing thoughts about your guys' runs? Anything you want to say to the people?
GG's, and hope by the time next year comes around, we can get a 54 in the tournament.
54 in the tournament, skip 55.
Skip 55.
Dude, that's just how it goes. Yeah, it just blows my mind that probably 2-3 years ago, sub hour was something that was really hard to do. Now we're doing like 56 in races, in tournaments, which is just nuts to me.
We've come so far.
Yeah, I know, right? So that's been it for Luigi's Mansion No Out of Bounds 2021. Thank you all for joining us. Shout outs to Jovin and Pablo. Congrats, Pablo. You are now the winner of 2021 tournament.
Back to
And-
back on the
Yeah, back to back. Are you gonna keep? Of course, you're probably gonna come back next year and try to defend your title.
Of course.
Yeah,
You're a two-time
Uh,
champion now.
exactly. So we gotta get like a little belt with Luigi's face on it and send it to Pablo. Just like a one of those wrestling belts.
That'd be
just
sick.
oversized. Yeah, that would be sick. We need to get somebody on that. Thanks to everybody that participated, all the other runners that have participated. It's been a lot of fun commentating, of course. I've had a lot of fun watching you guys play and also watching the tournament actually wrap up in 3 months.
Thank you guys for commentating.
Yeah.
And with that said, please give these runners a follow. Thanks again to SpeedGaming, and see you
Till next year.
See you.
See you next year. Peace.
Peace.